He said, ye hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise, and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law. Listen, it's nothing wrong with paying tithe. Matter of fact, God instructs us to do that. It's nothing wrong with giving our gifts. God instructs us to do that. But listen, some of us have in the back of our mind, because we have done that we have nothing else to do. Some of us do it simply because we have been taught the law of reciprocity. We do it with an expectation to get back. Jesus told the scribes, he said, listen, just because you were obedient to that part of the law, it does not give you permission to throw out the things that your whole Christianity is weighed on. He said the weighty matters of the law. Listen what he said. Those things are judgments. And he's not talking about standing in judgment over someone, but he's talking about making good judgment concerning the things of God, concerning the people of God. He said you've left out those type of things, and you've left out also mercy. Those of us who have received so much mercy are very unwilling to give mercy back. See, we got people in here that are dying, they got high blood pressure, diabetes, and all kinds of ailments, and the reason has nothing to do with any type of congenial pass-me-down, but it has to do with you holding some grudge that you had against somebody. Oh, that person could be dead, and now your whole body out of whack because you won't have mercy and forgiveness on somebody else. Now you got to take all kind of lotions and potions. That person dead and gone. But these are the weightier matters of the law and faith. We talked about faith and the faithfulness, and faith being that structure, being that thing that upholds and strengthens us. And we talked about faith last week, and we talked about the woman with the issue of blood that had faith to come and tell Jesus the whole truth. These are the things that are important in our Christian growth that is going to take us from glory to glory. These are the things, listen, Jesus said, they will know you are my disciples, not because of the big Bible that you carry, not because all the scriptures that you quote. They will know you are my disciples by your love one to another. One of the coldest places on earth on a Sunday morning is right at the church sanctuary, because the love of God that we talk about heaven is not being proclaimed. We sit here, we smile in somebody's face, and as soon as they turn their back, we're talking about, oh, who he thinks he is, who he thinks he is, how in the world he is. What you see is not necessarily what you get. And some young Christians or some new converts coming in here that we welcome with the song that we welcome these people with this morning. We welcome them with the song, and we hug them, and we love up on them, and then we see them again and never say another word. They will know you are my disciples by your love. One to another. We think that we're in the loving environment, and you met her and she looked good. Oh, you had to have her. You couldn't eat and you couldn't sleep. And all you could think about was hard. All you could think about was him. And as long as it was just a picture, then it was all right. But then when the picture became reality and it got past all the puppy love and all the butterflies, and you realized that this was not the love boat, and you realized that now the love boat has sank, and you find yourself on the Titanic. And now, see, because when she was at her house and you was at your house, you didn't know her living ways and she didn't know your living ways, because every time you saw her, she looked good and you looked good, and y'all made sure that you both look good and you talk my way, baby. Hey, boo. How you doing? I'm fine. How are you? Oh, I'm good. I'm just glad to see you. I'm glad to see you too. And nothing, listen, and nothing offends you when you're acting on the senses that propel you to say if it looks good, then it must be good. They might do or say something that otherwise would be offensive to you. And they say, well, excuse me. Oh, that's all right. And then we forget once we get past all the frills, once we take the pretty wrapping paper off, and we realize that she snored. He snored. She farted. I just told that pretty fart. Come on, boy. And you realize that the same human frailties that you're subject to, she's subject to. Sometimes she don't feel good. Guess what? Sometimes a breath can't get the stuff. All those things come into play. And what you thought was so good ain't really quite as good as you thought it was. I know this is on, but you got a different way here today. Don't worry about it. The food is just as good. Now watch this. Let's go to verse 24. He said, "Ye blind guides which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel." See, Jesus had a sense of humor. You got to read and talk with Jesus. Jesus had a sense of humor. He began to tell the Pharisees, he said, now you're supposed to be leaders. You're supposed to be teaching people, but look at you. He said, listen, this is what you do. You strain at a gnat and you swallow a camel. Here's what that means, in case you don't know. Here's what that means. There are little things, little bitty things, that you will find out about me, and you will condemn me to hell. If you heard me cursing, if you saw me doing something of that nature, you would condemn me to hell. At the same time, that's the gnat. That's the gnat. You strain at a gnat. And then listen, not only, listen, if you're not sure about it, and it's just a little thing like that, if you're not sure about it, you're going to investigate. You're going to get the Columbo on. And you're going to investigate, and you're going to find out if it's true. Did you hear what they said about Minister Moore? No, I didn't, but I know somebody we could call and find out if it's true. And then you go through all of these things trying to discover whether this little thing is true concerning me. But then you you fornicate, you commit adultery, you're lying, you're stealing, you're cheating,